The deepest affective movement probably I've ever had in the celebration of the Eucharist as a priest was my grandmother's funeral. I celebrated her funeral a few years ago. And of course I love my grandmother, and she'd been widowed for a few years. I also buried my grandfather prior to her. But just seeing my whole family there, and it was right before Holy Communion. I broke the host, the fraction rite of the Eucharist, and put a piece of the host into the chalice, and those secret prayers that the priest prays, and the congregation is singing the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world. Something just really struck me in that moment, and there was my grandmother's remains in front of the altar, and I was about to go give Jesus to my family and to all the people who had loved her and were saying goodbye. And I just started to weep. It made me really long for heaven, you know, as I said, was saying goodbye to my grandma and asking the Lord to be merciful to her, and also asking her to pray for me, that I'd be a good priest and that our family would be together and happy. There is a reality that is invisible that gives this reality that we see its value. It's what makes people lovable, is that they are another Christ. And if I see Jesus in the Eucharist, it's much easier to see that reality in my daily life. If I wane in my devotion to the Eucharist, I find that it's harder to love people. It's harder to serve Jesus joyfully. But he gives us this gift, and it's beautiful.